I used a completely free plugin without changing any settings, and I went from this score to this score. And this was an Elementor Pro WooCommerce website. I didn't believe it, so I used a Divi website. I went from this score to this score. How is this possible? Help me out in the comments when watching this video. Now, this SpeedUp plugin is relatively new and it comes from a company we already know. So if you want to help me out, go to wp.discount/airlift. This link is also in the description of this video, so feel free to use that. I will be forever grateful. Press enter. Let's test out the new kit on the block with ultra-fast WordPress website with the click of a button. You know me, I'm always interested in speeding up WordPress website. I've tested out a bunch of plugins. They were not all that good. So today we're going to take a look at Airlift. Install the plugin, set up in 60 seconds, automatically configure it. Now our website is ultra fast. I'm really curious about this, so I'm going to scroll all the way up and I'm going to press get started now. Here we go. Then we have to create an account. Of course, we're going to sign up using email. We press on the yellow button sign up. And then we need to enter a URL to get started. In this case, we're going to optimize my latest Elementor Pro tutorial, building a gigantic, beautiful web shop, a completely working web shop, and it's really off the chart. So we're going to test this one, but before we're going to put it into the system, I always do my testing myself. So I'm going to put elementor.mortgagedivi.com inside of PageSpeed Insight, also inside of GTmetrix, and also in the Pingdom Speed Analyzer. And then we're going to press on Start Test. This e-commerce web shop does run with WooCommerce, Elementor Pro and the Hello theme. It has not been optimized. It doesn't have any caching plugin. It's just the score out of the box. So I'm really curious what this does. These are the Pingdom scores. Great. And this is GTmetrix. Not bad at all. Then we go to PageSpeed Insight and it's also not bad, but of course it can be done way better. If we have some problems with all the basic stuff you would expect from a website not optimized. Now let's get back to the dashboard of Airlift, put in our URL over there and press continue. Then we need a manual installation, of course, so we're gonna download the plugin over there. And then we log into our WordPress dashboard. If you're still logging in using WP admin,
Nope.
that's not a very safe way, so please watch my tutorial about securing your WordPress website. And then we can even use these guys to log in. Then we go to plugins, add new plugin. We press upload plugin and we're going to select the file we've just downloaded from Airlift and we press install now. And then we're going to press on activate plugin. Now we are instantly brought back to airlift.net and the website is in here and is analyzing our site. This is going to take some time. While it's analyzing, we are going to confirm our email address. Then I have this beautiful email from support@blockfold.net. And I need to click on verify now. And when I've verified it, I come to here to the dashboard, but let's get back to the other tab. Then the Airlift dashboard tells us they're optimizing our site performance. It will take another 3 minutes. 73 initial performance. Well, that's almost the same as 71 on desktop and 54 on mobile. So when I scroll down right now, I think they are configuring our site. And this is very interesting to see because the JavaScript modification and the deferring JavaScript seems like it's a custom job special made for my website. So I'm very curious about the end score about this. They absolutely got our images and the Google fonts. While we're waiting, we can click around, go to dashboard of Airlift. This doesn't feel like a speed up dashboard at all. This feels like a tool to manage my WordPress installations. I have different sites, statuses, clients, themes. I have plugins, themes, WordPress, activity, backups, security, staging, reporting, firewall, uptime monitoring, performance. This is way more than just a speed up plugin. Somebody purged my site cache. Must be the plugin. Let's go to sites. Let's click on my own website. No performance to show. Oh, here we are. Let's go to the details. Now it's 98. This actually sounds pretty good. Let's see the page load comparison from 5.4 MBs to only a half of MB. That's pretty great. 111 requests to 8. That is pretty impressive. Homepage optimization. Image resizing, web peak conversion, 4 counts, only 4. Well, we have a bit more. And the size was from 3.7 MBs to 106 KB. That's pretty impressive. CSS optimization looks great. JavaScript optimization also looks great. Font optimization. Then we go to the score, previews 67 and 90 now. Well, the largest contentful page was 17 and now it's 98. Speed index 69 to 99. And there is actually nothing we can configure here. This is just a report. Let's go to optimization settings. But as you can see, this is all from the dashboard and it's not from on my website itself. Let's go to my website, refresh my site. Then we have Airlift over here. When I click on this one, then I need to go immediately to the dashboard. There's nothing you can do on your WordPress website itself. That's a whole different approach of how this works. Even if I go to Airlift options in here, I can only purge the complete cache. That's everything we can do. Okay. Now, before we start testing it again, let's see what this is. We have some settings in here. Caching. Here we can add custom URLs. We don't need that because I think the whole website has already been optimized. Disable optimization for specific URLs. I think the cart and the checkout is already disabled, but we will check this later on. Here you can all manually add in URLs. That's what I see. Optimize execution speed, delaying JavaScript. Yes, that's logical. Style sheet, dynamic use CSS. That's great. Lazy load images. Conversion of fonts to WAV2. Very good. Font subsetting also. Oh, this is actually everything. I thought there were more tabs to this, but this is just everything. It's indeed really small, really easy. Let's go to Lighthouse report. Let's see if this is actually true. So we go to page speed insight. I'm going to copy this URL, open up a new tab and paste it in there. Then we get the exact results. So then I press analyze again. Here we go. Also with GT metrics, I'm going to open this in a new tab in here and I'm going to retest it so we can compare it. Then we go from the pingdom. We're also going to copy this over there. And then we're going to press start test again. Here we go. All the scores are in. Let us see how it goes. Let's start with page speed insight. On the desktop, we had 71 and we go to a 99. Look at this. This is actually a really good change in score. And from mobile, we went from 54 to 92. So that's not bad at all. I'm actually pretty surprised for a free plugin with no changes to the settings. For an Elementor WooCommerce combination website, I'm pretty impressed. And GT Metrics was already a fan of our website and it went even better. So that's pretty good. Page Speed Insight was not that impressed of our website. From a C75 to a B84, the load time and the page size has actually decreased enormously. Also the requests. So this is actually a pretty great score and pretty good improvement of our website. Now let's see if our website still works. So I'm going to copy my website and I'm going to visit it in a new private window. So I'm not logged in and let's check this out. And the website is still working. Here we go. Does the slider still works? Let me see. Yeah, and the effect still works. So that's pretty good. It looks fine. Everything is still the way it should be. So I see some lazy loading over here, but it's also inside of Elementor. Well, this looks actually pretty great. Let's see if we can still buy a product. This all still works pretty great. Let's add in the gold one, add it to our cart. The cart still works. Everything seems to be good. View our cart. And then I'm gonna change the quantity. Let's see if that works. Still works. Everything looks great. Proceed to checkout. All right. Well, actually, everything still works. It didn't even break my website. So that's really impressive. I wasn't expecting this because I have tested out a lot of speed up plugins and I thought, well, it sounded like too good to be true, but it actually does work. Now let's test another website, mortgagedivi.com. This is a Divi website. Also, it's not even optimized. We have no caching plugins on this website, whatever. And it has a lot of animations, as you can see. And it also, well, it's a little bit more It's just a completely different website. So let's check this out if this website is also working with the Airlift plugin. So I'm going to copy this URL over here. And on my Airlift dashboard, I'm going to Sites and I'm going to add another one. Let's see if it allows me to do so on the free version. Press continue. Yes, we want manual installation. Again, the plugin. So go to my website. Then I need to log in with this one. And then we go to plugins, add new plugin. Again, I'm going to upload it. It might be containing my link to my websites or something, so I'm going to activate it. There we are. All right, here we go. Now, how does Airlift goes around with a Divi website? All right, and then the site performance is in. It is now at 98. Look at this, page size comparison, 5.8, and after 900 kilobytes, request count dropped significantly. Size of the homepage, 2.5 to 0.3. These stats are really amazing. All right, I didn't change anything about the website. So this looks good. Now let's see how PageSpeed Insight is going to change my website. So I'm going to copy this again to this one. This is from the Elementor website. And I'm going to analyze it again. Also GTmetrix, you know how it goes. Go to this one and retest it again. Also ping them. I'm going to retest it again from Europe, United Kingdom, London. Start test. I'm really impressed. It's a 99 on mobile and on desktop a 90 without changing any settings. Also the largest contentful paint could get a little bit higher. I'm actually blown away by the results. I mean, who would expect this from a free plugin? Look at this. From a D14.7 to an A99 with a Divi website. I'm honestly impressed about this. And Pingdom goes from a C80 to a B86. A load time ran from 1.5 to 1. Page size is reduced significantly. Also, the request is really significantly downsized. Look at this. So it's actually a big improvement, and even for a Divi website, this is very amazing because this is Divi 4, not Divi 5, it's Divi 4. So it's actually a really slow version of Divi. And I must say, I'm pretty impressed. Now let's see if my website still works. Let's see if my slider still slides. It still slides. Let's scroll down and you saw all the animations and they're still working. This is not bad at all. So I gotta be honest, there's one thing not working in here, and that is the hover effect. When you hover over these buttons, things happen, and those effects doesn't work anymore. The About Us page looks great. Services looks great. Contact page. This is not working. Right, my contact page is really messed up. It's the only page that is messed up. Let's go to the contact page in here now. And well, it looks good on the back end. It looks actually really great. So I'm just going to enable the visual builder in here. And I'm just going to save it and see what is going on here. Save it again. And then we can also do on the dashboard, there's also an Airlift option, purge complete cache. Let's use that just in case. We have initiated the process, cache will be purged soon. Great, let's wait. That just seems to do the trick. This is great. Can we also still record a video review? It still works. Awesome. The only thing I'm worried about is how are they going to monetize Airlift throughout new features, because it's a free plugin and it performs so well. There's got to be a catch to this. Well, what I think is that Airlift is the free introduction to the company WP Remote and BlogVault, so you know exactly, wow, this product works really well. Maybe all these other plugins and systems also work pretty well. And that's a good marketing strategy because it actually works. Because I'm honestly very enthusiastic and surprised that this free caching optimization plugin works this well. I didn't expect this at all, and I'm used to a lot of speeding up plugins in these days. Now, in regards to speed, also make sure that your website is completely SEO optimized. Follow this tutorial and I'll show you exactly which of these 3 plugins you actually need for your website.